Hello there, young fast-pitch softball and baseball players. Today we are going to talk about the drop third strike rule. This is a very confusing rule for a lot of young and new players, and it doesn't need to be. So today I'm going to try to explain it in three parts. What is a drop third strike? What happens when there's a drop third strike? And when does it even matter? The first part is, what is a drop third strike? The word dropped is a little bit of a misnomer. It really means, yes, the ball can be dropped, but it could also bounce on the way to home plate. It could fly over the catcher's head. It could be a lot of things. So the easiest way to remember it is a drop third strike is the same as a not caught third strike. I think it actually makes more sense to remember it as being not caught, because dropped is just one of the ways it can be not caught. If it doesn't fly into the catcher's mitt on the fly when it's a third strike, then it's a drop third strike. Second thing is, what happens if there's a drop third strike? If you are the batter and there's a drop third strike, you run. And if you're playing out in the field, you've got to try to get that batter out by throwing to first, tagging him or her, etc. Drop third strike means you're not really out, at least not yet. You have to run. Lastly, when does it matter? When is this rule in effect? Because it's not always the case. Sometimes a strikeout is just a strikeout. It doesn't matter if the catcher catches it or not. I looked it up on the web. These are some of the things that I saw that explain when the rule is in effect, and it's kind of complicated. It's hard to remember when you're new. But I think I've got an easier way to help you remember when it's in effect by telling you when the rule is not in effect. And that's actually a lot easier. So if you're coming up to bat, and someone's on first, and there's less than 2 outs, the rule is not in effect. At any other time, it is. That's a lot simpler. Runner on first, less than 2 out, no third strike rule. Every other time, there is. Last thing I want to say is some coaches may have told you to just run every time you strike out. The reason they do that is because they don't trust that everyone on the team knows when the rule is or is not in effect. So they think it's just easier to tell everyone to run, figuring that if you run and you're not really supposed to or able to, it's not really a big problem. And that's true, but it would be better if you understood the rule and knew when to run and when you don't need to run. Hopefully, that demystifies the drop third strike rule.